We got Sammy D's jumping a 900 in front of us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, D's. Going to jump that in as the role model's coming on around. Here we are with the role models. Number 4, Cherry Kiss. Number 06, Skatenstein. Number 007, Rogue. Number 15, Kieran. Number 25, Nightmare. Number 31, Sirius Pack. Number 33, Lemony Stitches. Number 038, Rubinator. Number 119, Truffle Shuffle. Number 810, Biohazard. Number 911, Scream. Number 999, Slim Skady. Number 1114, Harmstrong Jr. Co-captain of the role models, number 95, Lightning the Queen. And your captain of the role models, number 22, Mimi Muller. And go ahead.
Also want to give some official love. Our head referee, Bender B. Rodriguez. Our front pack ref, and Fidel Castro. Backpack ref, Jack Hart. The jam referee number 1, Mick Winkle. Jam referee number 2, Bell Bruising. Outside pack ref, Meryl Streak. Outside pack ref, Siren. Take it away, Cliff.
Game executioner, Freya Hugs. Penalty tracker, Mama Seidel. Penalty tracker assist, Jax to win. Home penalty box, Yazzle Dazzle. Visitor penalty box, Motion Sickness. On whiteboard, Crystal Ballbuster. Eyes in the sky, Gigi and Arson. Scoreboard right next to me, Punctuality. On runner is Crash, and the skate alternate is Tiger Bomb.
All right. Love our officials, especially the ones up here on the dais with us.
Looks like
now that we got all that out of the way, are y'all ready for some roller derby? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
It's some pretty solid bout action today, absolutely. That's going to be pretty hard to top that last one, but we'll see what we can do here.
All right, we're almost underway.
If you are not aware of the role models, also like if you don't necessarily know the lore of Roller Rage, role models is all made from skaters who graduated from their league's minors programs. So these are all skaters that came up through their league's minors programs, either in flat or bank track. That's Kieran, first on the jammer line for them.
And first out.
That's Gare Bear on the jammer line for Clowntown at the back of the pack. As we mentioned, Kieran is out. Wow, God, Gare Bear got through there fast. Really quick out of the pack is Gare Bear, so here comes Kieran.
Not yet. I will.
Okay. All right, we'll do it again. Yeah, on a break.
Sure,
all right.
We will.
Role models are going to put 3 on the board there in the very early going. Quick call off enforced by Gare Bear coming in late. That's going to be Harmstrong Jr., number 1114 for the role models. This is All of You Die for Clowntown right in front of us.
Olive quickly stashes that star. Runs into the back of the pack looking for a pivot or a way through. Looks like we are going to have a star pass. Hugs and Stitches now the jammer record for Clowntown. Meanwhile, Junior trying to get through. Junior wants everybody to know as soon as this game's over to go to CVM Sports and check it out.
Junior gets out of the pack for role models right there. Kind of was in the way, was able to get Stitches, kind of get Stitches to run into him, and then Junior took off to force the call off for role models.
Well, that role model defense in the back of the track, we're going to let anything happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got Bones wearing that star for Clowntown.
That's Sirius Pack number 31 for the role models.
Every time I say that, my phone goes crazy.
Which one, Sirius?
Yes. I have to say, never mind. Jam 3 starts with 12:57 on the clock. Uh-oh.
Sirius racing around the outside and is out and clear. The role models pivot has lost their stripe. That has popped off. And clinging to the track along the inside is Bones for Clowntown.
You can't change your stripes, but you can lose them.
Yes, is also true. Sirius going to call that one off from the back of the pack.
Wow.
So back and forth we go. Neither side has fielded a jammer at the moment, so this could be a double jammer down situation.
If it is a double jammer down situation, everybody get ready to hydrate.
Yeah, so far, only jammer coming up is for Role Models. So apparently it's a Role Models power jam here in the very early going. That is Skatenstein, not Stinkenstein. Skatenstein, number 06.
Quickly up on the high, just a little bit of dip, and around the outside. Around the outside, grabbing that lead jammer status.
So Clowntown surrendering the very early power jam here. Skatenstein up to the high side, now has to get by those last blockers on the rail, and does so. Just runs into Skid twice, knocks Skid down multiple times.
Skid did put in some defense, trying to hold up just a little bit, as well as Antifa. Gare Bear with a swing and a miss. Makes Skatenstein go to the infield. Skatenstein has a recycle back up, but quickly gets through on another scoring pass. What's happening there at the back of the pack there, Cliff?
You got that four wall of the Role Models defenders are now going to spring forward. They had one of those skaters for Clowntown goaded. Now you've got Skatenstein as mid-pack, kind of surveying the landscape and calls it off.
From now on, every time you think about a four wall, I want you to call it a blocktopus.
Blocktopus. That's right. You know, I've heard you say that. I always forget. I can try to remember that to my level best.
Thank you, Rich Mahogany, for that tidbit of pepperisms.
This is going to be Slim Skatey for Role Models and number 814 Lemon for Clowntown.
Lemon.
That was a 12-point power jam for Role Models, so the first double-digit jam on the board here in this bout.
Clowntown need one of those right now.
Slim Skatey is nearer the front of the pack. It's knocked down hard to the infield, so now trying to get out. Here's Lemon at the front. Those defenders are just not giving it up. Wow. Just in there grinding Lemon down to the infield, and Slim Skatey gets out for the Role Models.
Lightning, Cherry Kiss, and a player to be named later. Oh, my. Who was that with him? Not sure. That was some super defense.
Yeah, really come around in front of us quick. So here comes Slim Skatey. Now we've had a star pass taking over his stitches for the Clowntown team right here in front of us. As we had said, that was Cherry Kiss, Lightning, and Rubenstein. Rubenstein was the last blocker in the Rubinator, not Rubenstein, Rubinator 038, Rubinator.
Wow.
Thought I had the name read correctly on the back of the jersey, but no, excellent defense in there from all three of those blockers.
Junior's going to don that star for the Role Models going up against Bones. And what's going to be jam number 6?
4 points for Role Models there, so 23-4 in the early going.
Bones right through the middle, one to beat. Does grab lead jammer status across the turn, 1.5.
Yeah, that's another one of those, like, that's not a skater that gets okey-doked a lot, Mimi Mahler. And Bones had the hands up and just went right down and around.
Sure.
Crazy.
But
Bones,
Junior hot on the track. Gaining speed and almost past Bones as that jam come to a close. Wowzers. Role Models opening up this early lead just a bit.
Junior did get points on the pursuit when it's all said and done. 2 for Junior, 3 for Bones, and Bones picked up a jammer penalty. It's another power jam for the Role Models. Sirius on the jammer line for the Role Models. We're going to have a stoppage and play of some kind.
Pop Series is going to like that. You know that's right.
Not a stoppage and play. Got that hammered out quickly enough. Just confirming it was 3 points for Clowntown. Making sure that Gigi saw that right up here in the booth, and we are good to go. Sirius is on the power jam.
Sirius goes down to the infield, pops back up, goes to the high, grabs lead jammer status coming out of turn 2. quickly comes back up on the pack, coming on a scoring pass. Clowntown's going to have to lock that defense down at the front. Role models are going through, opening up holes. Lightning, Kieran, Cherry Kiss. Oh, my.
Great block by Antifa on the front of the pack to kind of reroute Sirius down to the infield. He could not quite cling to the coping, so definitely doing what the Power Jam defense wants to do, and if not necessarily stop, definitely to at least frustrate. So Sirius now, 12 seconds left.
That role model on the passive offense is just crazy. They never let a jammer stay out there on their own.
Yeah, here comes Sirius. 2 seconds, 1 second. That'll do it for the Power Jam.
They're making holes big enough to drive a truck through.
Absolutely, here in the early going.
We need a lemony stitches and a lemon jam is what we need. Don't you agree?
I would agree. Lemony's out there now, so that's a start. So that's lemony stitches, not, we've got multiple stitches out there.
Lots of stitches.
Skid Vicious is jamming for Clowntown.
That's almost like a stitches. Lemony up on the rail trying to get through. Running into that defense. Skimble Shanks and friends.
Skid Vicious is going to almost got clear, but tried to go up over Mimi, and Mimi kind of stuck the back end out and knocked Skid down. Skid's back up at the back of the pack, though, and is going to race around the outside and get clear, able to get to the corner. Big block along the inside. Hugs and Stitches absorbing contact from the role model's pivot. Lemony Stitches now is going to go forward, still has the star cover in her hand.
That would be a star stash.
That would be. And clock expires on the other end of the pack.
That jam's done.
3 points for Clowntown on that one. So
well, that's what they need to do to go chipping away at that role model lead.
This kind of looked a lot like this in the last bout, didn't it? We saw Lockford get out hot, and then Iron Front slowly.
These aren't those little 20-minute games. These are full
length. All 60
games.
minutes here. So yeah,
Woo!
this is just kind of everybody sort of tasting each other out for size.
All 4 quarters.
We've got Bones on the jammer line for Clowntown and Kieran for Role Models.
Kieran takes a tumble to the infield.
Right over Grimace down there at the back of the pack, and Bones is out and clear for Clowntown. As you mentioned, it's what Clowntown's going to be looking for here.
Bones looking to be picking up speed. Kieran is super fast, though. Kieran's made up about a quarter of a track in that last lap. Kieran goes into turn 1 as Bones comes out of turn 2. But that jam is called.
Bones just Superman dove to jump over a coping jump almost. Landed flat on his stomach, called it off from said vantage point. 4 points for Clowntown. Checking.
Shout out to my homie.
What's that?
Shout out to my homie.
Nice. Hearing some shouting on the infield. Late penalties coming in from the OPR. So what are we adjusting here?
Sure.
We've got 2 Clowntown blockers in the penalty box. Keep those raffle prizes handy. We're going to start pumping those raffle prizes out momentarily.
Untouched on the inside.
Junior blasting down the back straightaway, trying to catch the pack, is now up to it. Big coping jump and calls it off with Gare Bear coming in late. 4 points for the role models. I heard a blocker picking up 2 penalties at once down there. Not sure who, but somebody just got a 2-pack.
Oh, no.
No points for Clowntown. That's going to be on the jammer line Sirius for the role models, and Baby Skelly is up there for Clowntown.
Baby Skelly with a flurry of activity. Nice. Serious with the baby Stelly hop over.
Yeah, Baby Skelly tried to get clear, stumbled, and Sirius right up over the top of him to take off.
Right over the top.
Clowntown, however, is going to try to keep the pace of play moving here.
That's a speedy pack right there. I felt the air go when they pass.
Sirius gets into the middle of the pack and calls it off. We'll find out how many points he could tack up on the board there. And we're going to have skaters off the track. This probably looks like it's going to be a team timeout, I'm guessing. Yep. All right, red timeout. Clowntown takes their first half timeout. We'll step aside from the game action momentarily. Role Models 40, Clowntown 14 with 2:58 to go in the first quarter.
This timeout's brought to you by Arizona Derby Dames merch booth. To get your favorite league and team merchandise, we have brand new t-shirt designs for your favorite teams, and check out our discounted merch. Come grab some keychains, tote bags, patches, and more. Also, don't forget to visit the Coffin Draggers merch booth right next to Siphon Draw Apothecary, the best apothecary in the whole wide world. You'll love it if you go by and buy you some of that contusion cream. It helps with those hits you get out there on the track.
Absolutely does. The pain stick, always.
Draw a ticket for me.
Well done, yeah. So this is the Coffin Draggers goodie bag. We're gonna give this away in the Green Moon bag at the next, the Green Moon skate bag. We're gonna start drawing these tickets repeatedly, so hold those tickets out. We're gonna give these prizes away. Coffin Draggers goodie bag, 103-979. 103-979. Hoot, holler, and make noise if that is you. 103-979. We will draw another ticket for that and the Green Irish Moon skate bag at the next stoppage in play, whether that's quarter break or timeout. Lemony Stitches is on the jammer line for the role models. Bones for Clowntown.
If you do have a raffle ticket that we call, you got a backstage pass to come talk to us.
Also correct.
What's happening out there, Cliff?
We have Bones to the front of the pack
Bones.
first, and Bones is out and clear for Clowntown. So Clowntown is looking to do that, looking to get out, get lead jam, and start hacking into this lead that the role models have built up early in this game. Bones is well into that process now, and now is going to try to get around those last two blockers at the end of the pack. Could not do so.
I got that Alice in Chains song in my head.
Which one's that?
Bones.
Yes.
Gotta don't think about them bones. Yeah, that one. I miss Lane Staley.
Bones up to the pack and is going to look for an opening, try to get up to the high side. And is going to stick those hips, just kind of wing around and get those hips in front of Junior to call it off. Yeah, now I got the song stuck in my head.
I'm sorry. Right? Exactly.
Such a good
Man, it
syncopated
really
time
is
segments.
a song that
Good song,
keeps
man.
you going.
Yeah, all right, 10 points for Clowntown. Clowntown was looking for that there. However, Clowntown surrendering a power jam. Slim Skady on the jammer line for role models all by his lonesome.
Just want to take a quick second to thank each and every one of y'all out there on Twitch watching from home. Thank you for joining us in.
So Slim Skady down to the inside. Clowntown also dealing with the fact that they only have two blockers. And so far those two blockers are very effective because Slim Skady is not yet out. Now they're going to try to get one of them slowed up. That's Aunt Tifa at the front of the pack, and Tifa unfortunately just out of play. So Tifa had to let them go on the back of the pack. That's Tifa and Skimble Shanks, the Railway Cat. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. Excellent job by Tifa. Excuse me, Skimble Shanks. Got in there, got clear. They both skate for the Coffin Draggers.
The
so honestly,
Railway Cat.
Trying to keep the two of them at a distance. But yeah, excellent kind of letting Slim Skady use his own momentum, take him to the turf there. Skady is going to weave through.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what I mean about that passive offense. Everybody knows where they are, track awareness. I mean, they just help out. And it's always good to help out.
So it's a 10-point power jam for the role models.
Red Hot's mad about another car out there. If you got a Ford 150 Arizona plates ZAA 40G. Please move it.
And that's in the back. That needs to be moved immediately. Let me read that off to you one more time. That is a silverish or black F-150. Got an Arizona plate with an American flag background. ZAA 40G. Move your truck now or face possibly getting towed. I mean, it could be towed. I don't make those decisions. If you don't want it to get towed, go move it.
Skid Vicious wearing that star for Clown Town. Up front and lead. That was like quick work. Looks like Skatenstein.
Yeah, I believe that's Skatenstein. And we got 06 on here. It may just be 6 on the jersey, but that would be Skatenstein.
I believe I was correct.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have the end of the quarter, by golly. That took us right up to the end of the quarter while we were looking at getting that car moved. Once again, that was a dark gray or a black Ford F-150 with an American flag Arizona plate that started with ZAA. If you haven't gone to move your truck already, you better be on the way, and I mean it. Go move that truck right now, please. You are blocking one of our business partners' businesses.
And that's
Thank
not
you.
good.
No.
We're
Please
trying
go move that.
to keep Derby happening here.
Right. So?
And you're interfering with that. Quit it.
All right, go get that thing moved. We'll be back in a moment after 5 minutes. 50-28 after a 4-point jam for Clowntown. Role models are in front right now.
Check your raffle tickets. 104 147. 104 147.
That was for Green Irish Moon. If you're trying to win the skate box and the Coffin Draggers goodie bag, read that one more time. We'll draw new tickets after the halftime, after this quarter break.
103 979.
Perfect.
103 979.
All right, keep those pink tickets handy. No winners yet, so hang on to those tickets. That's Green Irish Moon and the Coffin Draggers once again, and we'll give away the rest of those prizes throughout. As I said, hang on to those. We're going to be recycling those pretty quick as we hit each team timeout here in the late going.
Right, and I'm going to just read the ticket number. I don't really care what you win. I just want you to be a winner. All right, we're coming back.
We are back to it.
That was a wild one, wasn't it?
We are right back to it. I mean, that went quick. That went very fast. So as we said,
super fast.
Gare Bear, same jammer as the first of the game for Clowntown, and Sirius is going to jam for the role models.
Sirius looking to go right through the middle, takes the high and doesn't find anything but daylight. Grabs lead jammer status coming into turn one. And is quickly on a scoring pass. Meanwhile, Gare Bear stuck behind that role model defense in the front of the pack.
Yeah, I saw Gare Bear at the front of the pack. It was either Cherry or Lightning, but one of those two siblings.
It was Cherry Kiss and Lightning.
Yeah, I was going to say one of those two siblings got in there and just basically wiped out Gare Bear.
Those siblings.
We've got Sirius now catching up to the pack, is going to leap the coping.
Wow.
Lands on the track. Did not land on the wheels, but you don't have to. Lands on the track, calls it off.
That's all right. Pop got that on camera.
That's right. I've made mention before, like, honestly, like, as I mentioned with CBD hits earlier, like, we're at a tournament with a lot of fast skaters, and then you see, like, Skatenstein and Sirius and Junior, the speed at which they can get around this bank track is flabbergasting. Speaking of whom, that's Skatenstein.
Skatenstein wearing that star for the role models. Hugs and Stitches, the jammer record for Clowntown.
That's right. We were just mentioning that we've heard rumblings around the arena of Hugs and Stitches skating for role models the last couple of seasons, and then this season has joined Clowntown. Drama. There's your storylines. So Stitches now out there with Clowntown on the jammer line for Clowntown. Skatenstein blocked down to the infield, up to the high side. Looking for an opening. Hasn't found one just as of yet. Oh, big block. Look at that on the inside.
Big block. Hugs and Stitches getting through, much to the light of Mama Hugs.
Yeah, that was Scream number 911 with a heck of a shoulder drilled into the jammer for
a shoulder drill, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And Skatenstein's going to get out at the back of the, at the front of the pack. So here comes Stitches. Gets by everybody, calls it off. For Clowntown. They will look to build on that as we move forward. That, for Clowntown, for the first time, number 12, Soccer Blue.
Clock ticking down, 12 minutes and 30 seconds left to go until halftime.
Jammer for the role models is Kieran, up here on the left-hand side.
Soccer Blue wearing that star for the other side.
Yeah, quite the clown collar going on for Soccer Blue.
Soccer Blue let me know that that collar was super, super hot. It's probably going to come off.
Kieran's up near the front of the pack and is dealing with a two-wall of defenders. Now gets a blue-hatted teammate up there to help him out, shakes him clear, and he gets out for the role models. Soccer Blue had gotten knocked down at the back of the pack and was trying to hand the star forward. I don't know if it was successful. Oh,
wow.
Hit hard up into the rail. Soccer Blue definitely still has the star in the hand. I see as their arms were windmilling over their head, falling to the infield. Kieran is locked up with Madzilla trying to get clear.
Mads and Scaren Yeager both playing some awesome defense for Clowntown.
Now Kieran gets out of the pack, and Soccer Blue out as well. Had the star cover inside out, flips it over, puts it on. 3 seconds left in the jam with Kieran closing in on the pack and calls it off.
Is there a tag on it? How do you know that it's inside out?
He tried to put it on, and apparently it didn't want to go on.
It's not two-way?
Yeah, apparently not, no. Flipped it over and put that thing back on the right way. So I hear a one more red, one blocker down for Clowntown. It was a 9-point jam for the role models, 68-32.
Junior donning that star for the role models. Gare Bear the jammer record for Clowntown. Going into jam 18, 10:55 on the clock.
So we get underway. Gare Bear finds a lane around the outside, and he's out and gone for Clowntown. Quickly to the front. Junior's got one blocker left to deal with, is going to try to just get right by. Now that second blocker gets there, Skimbleshanks, but couldn't quite get to the rail in time.
That was Baby Stelly holding up for just a moment. Junior wants all of y'all to know to go to CVM Sports and buy a new skate bag.
We had 4 points for Clowntown there, 68-36. And I have a jammer penalty on the Clowntown jammer. On the role models jammer, pardon me. That's a power jam for Clowntown.
And Skid Vicious.
Clowntown also has a blocker advantage in the pack.
Oh, my.
Is it one? It is one.
It is.
One blocker advantage in the pack.
But you know what? If you had to have three blockers out there, that's who I'd want. We got Mimi Mahler, Lightning, and Cherry Kiss. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid lineup to have as far as blockers to pick from.
You know what? I could play 3-on-3 with those all day long.
Skids at the front of the pack and still dealing with that three-wall of defenders. They have not yet yielded. So now Skid's going to get blocked hard, kind of a little excuse me block down there in the turn, getting knocked down. I see Lightning. There's that Mimi. That is Lightning. That is Cherry that was delivering that last block, and then I believe that is also Mimi over there on the right-hand side. 13 seconds left to go in this power jam, and they're still just kind of proceeding around. Those blockers all recycling in front of Skid Vicious. And it looks like that's going to do it for the jam clock.
Oh, wow. I thought they were all going to raise their hands. I thought it was like a wee.
So no points surrendered during the power jam by the role models defense. Excellent defense by the role models.
Sirius is going to don that star for the role models going up against Bones when we get back to play after this brief stoppage. Well, maybe not so brief. We got a challenge by the role models.
Role models are going to use their first half challenge. We will find out if that is points or penalty momentarily.
I would think penalties. They got enough points right now.
Yeah, we'll find out from them in just a moment as we step aside. Why don't you pass me one of those prizes there, and we'll
no,
go ahead and let's pump some prizes out for everybody. By
no,
golly.
I don't want to do that right now. Go ahead.
Oh, we're good?
Yeah, I guess
Okay, one more time the Coffin Draggers ticket. I got one in the palm. I'm going to hold. There we go. We've got 103,979 for the Coffin Draggers. 103,979 going once. 103,979 going twice. Coffin Draggers bag 104,134.
Throw that away.
We'll hang on to it. There we go. Hey, we got a winner for that. Coffin Draggers bag 104,134. Yeah. All right. Okay. We don't have the goodies for that up here. Head down to the raffle table, which is by the front door where you bought your tickets to get that. 104,134 is the winner for the Coffin Draggers. Now the Green Irish Moon. Let's do this one again. One more time for Green Irish Moon. One last time. 104,147. 104,147 going once. 104,147 going twice. New winner for Green Irish Moon, 104,053. 104,053 is your new winner for Green Irish Moon. Check those tickets. We'll give you a moment. 104,053. Going once. Holding on.
They got
on.
to
I
check
hear a
like
hold on.
50
Hold on.
tickets.
I hear a hold on. I'm sorry. I mean, worst case scenario.
Hold on.
Worst case scenario, were I to, read a new one, we would still give it to the previous person.
Are you taking tickets for everybody and checking them all? You bought $1,000 worth of tickets? Thank you so much.
104,053
I appreciate
is
that.
Green Irish Moon.
Why don't you just come get it?
Find out what's going on here. We'll bring you the update in a moment. All right, word's gotten back to the benches. We can let you know the penalty was skating out of bounds on Role Models Jammer. Penalty overturned. Challenge successful. Role Models get their first half challenge back. That's 3 overturned challenges in the last 5 quarters. That's a lot.
It sure is.
That is a lot.
Like I say in that other rule set, they turned a dot into a plus sign.
That is correct. All right,
Woo!
So back to it. No Power Jam for Clowntown. That is serious for the Role Models.
And Bones for Clowntown.
Bones
8:46 on the clock. Go ahead, Cliff.
I was going to say Bones up to the front. Sirius out too. Wow, just darted through. Bones to the inside, and Bones steals lead. Sirius steals lead back and calls it off. Yeah, Bones didn't have the angle to stay down on the inside, and Sirius darted back down to the inside.
I'm not going to race Sirius back to the back no more. Timeout red.
That's right. So
I guess so
Clowntown,
Bones can catch his breath.
Yeah, Clowntown's going to use their second first half timeout, so Clowntown will only have 1 left for the game after the half. None left in the first half, so 8:23 to go. Let's go ahead and get that Green Irish Moon. Sorry, that was the Coffin Draggers we gave away, so I need the Green Irish Moon. We already beat that other ticket to death. New winner for Green Irish Moon coming out of the bag. New winner for Green Irish Moon. This one has somebody's name written on the back. I think. No, it doesn't. It just says something about front. 104,050. 104,050. Green Irish Moon penalty box care package.
104.
104,050 going once.
50.
104,050 going twice. If this seems fast, don't forget we have 3 more prizes we got to give away.
Yes.
And a raffle ticket. All right, new winner, Green Irish Moon, real quick. 103,984. 103,984. Green Irish Moon. I'm going to clip that to the front of the bag, and we'll get back to the action.
Junior's going to don that star for the Role Models going up against Gare Bear. Jam number 21 of the first half. Going to start with 8:20 on the clock. Amoeba pack to start.
Yeah, now gaining some definition. Gare Bear at the back of the pack had snatched that star off and is now going to drive those defenders forward. And Gare Bear actually right through, just kind of pacing himself along Nightmare and gets right out.
Almost like a stroll through it.
So, Gare Bear's out for Clowntown.
Ooh, big hit from Junior as he gets through. Knocking Pit Bulldozer to the infield. Jam's going to get called. We're going to find out what's going on right now.
Yeah, we had the jam called. We got 4 points for Clowntown and a penalty on Junior, it looks like. I hear Power O. That's Skarin Yeager at the jammer line for Clowntown.
Woo!
Skarin
Yeager taking a break from that awesome defense to wear the star. Thank you so much.
Halfway
What's
through
your favorite Yeager, Cliff?
My favorite Yeager quote?
Yeah, your favorite Yeager, period.
Oh, just I love
Skarin Yeager, Baron Yeager.
I like Skarin Yeager. I like the way Yeager works up and down the pack trying to get clear.
I like Baron Yeager, the honey one.
Oh, yeah.
That's really good.
We've got this Yeager up to the high side, star off at the moment, tried to hand it to Stitches, and they just dragged Stitches away from Yeager, so no star pass.
I was hoping that Skarin was going to get through so I could say it was sweet as that honey Baron Yeager.
And they've got those blockers out of play, trying to get up on the track and get past those blockers. So 18 seconds left. Yeager's going to put the star on. 13 seconds left on the jam clock. And Yeager to the high side. Kieran just basically grinds them to a halt all the way to a stop, and they call it off.
We're going to go check and see how many points. Looks like 2.
Yep, that is a 2-point power jam surrendered by the role models. Excellent defense once again by the role models on the power jam. We've got Skatenstein on the jammer line for the role models, and that is
Soccer Blue.
Yeah, Soccer Blue with the fantastic wear.
You can tell by the collar and the socks.
Yeah, we once again have a problem with one of the skaters for a team wearing the same colored pants as the other team's jersey. So that has happened again, but Soccer Blue, turquoise pants and all.
Nice.
Gets through for Team Red. Is out and clear. As we keep saying, that's what Clowntown's going to be looking, is to get lead jam and get points on the board here.
Skatenstein does break out of the pack and is in pursuit.
So Soccer Blue finishes a scoring pass. Skatenstein through as well. Soccer Blue is going to try to get back there before Skatenstein and get some more points on the board for the net gain.
Soccer Blue hearing that rumbling. Skatenstein up on the heels. Goes ahead and calls it off. Smart.
Skaters heading down, so we're going to have another timeout. I believe I heard Bender say OTO, and he did. So it's an official timeout. 5:04 to go until halftime. Role models with 4 points. Clowntown with 6 points. Net gain of 2 for Clowntown, 72-48.
This OTO is brought to you by Mama Hugs and Stitches. Thank you, Mama.
Green Irish Moon, skate box. Let's try this again.
Oh, yeah, let's give that away again.
103-984 going once. 103-984 going twice for Green Irish Moon. They're going to bring us more prizes to give away shortly as well, of course. And we'll announce the winner of the silent auction for the Lost Dutchman tattoo. Don't forget the Roller Rage Pass is given away at 8 p.m. tonight. You don't have to be present to win, and that'll be announced later on.
I hope somebody put my name in there for it.
103-987, going to be the same person as 103-984.
7.
103-987 for Green Irish Moon. I heard a cheer, and I wasn't sure if that was from a bench or because somebody won.
Hugs and Stitches going up against Sirius.
We'll try it again on the next stoppage and play.
Would be jam number 24. First half with 5:04 left to go on the clock until the half. And we are off. Both jammers try to go to the middle. Sirius goes down to the low, but then jumps in and goes up to the high. Comes back to the middle. Looks for some help for Karen. Baby Stelly's there. Hugs and Stitches is going to get through. And just like that, Sirius gets through as well.
Stitches coming down the front straightaway with a full head of steam. Up to the pack. kind of pivots around Lightning at the back of the pack and is going to call it off now.
Wow, solid
At the front.
jam from Hugs and Stitches right there. Honk, honk. Coming up on the next jam, we got Lemony Stitches going up against Bones.
Just putting on some Siphon Draw Apothecary lip balm.
That stuff is great,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. You know, we talk about the smell, but don't forget, like, the lip balms all have different formulations, so
Oh
they
my
all feel
God.
different on your lips. If you've got, like, weird texture stuff, check out their lip balms, because I have weird texture stuff.
Moisturizing.
Yes. Bones is at the front of the pack and was not able to get out, and now is able to get out. And the jammer for role models was almost out and is now very much not. So Lemony Snicket is mid-pack and gets hit hard, wiped off by Mads. Bones is going to
Mads playing some mad defense out there.
Bones is going to try to run by Mimi and does so. Able to get past Mimi and calls it off. So Clowntown gets the lead under 20, 72-56 as we head into the later parts of the second quarter. I heard Power O, and somebody must have been mistaken, unless we have more to come.
We got more to come.
We got more to come is what we
got more to come. And I really want to say thank you to Bose for that stylish call-off, backwards and all. Makes my little pepper heart happy.
Yeah, we have a official timeout. The regulators out of habit. It's been a while since I almost did that during the tournament. The officials are going to call this off. Night Mary stumbled, lost her balance, and went down on the bench and is now getting some help to get back up on her skates and get over to the bench. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Night Mary's been in there blocking her tail off in the pack for the role models. 3:03 to go in the second quarter. Green Irish Moon. Green Irish Moon. If you put your tickets in the Green Irish Moon bag, let's draw some more. Green Irish Moon.
I don't think there's that many tickets in there.
Here we go for Green Irish Moon. The
Listen up.
next winning ticket.
Check your tickets.
103,991.
991. Last three.
991.
103.
Quite possibly the same
991.
person. They'll bring us some more prizes we'll be giving away shortly as well. Green Irish Moon. What's that?
She's trying to tell us how to do our job.
Trust me, I have
She's
been.
micromanaging the announcers.
Trust me. Best I can.
Stay in your lane.
Best I can.
Stay in your lane.
We had no
Root
winners
for your
on that
team.
one. We have people that want to win Green Irish Moon, so we will check it again momentarily.
Go, Care Bear.
We did hear somebody say Power O. It was the Clowntown
It
bench.
was
It's
the
a Clowntown
Power O.
Power Jam.
Oh, my.
So Clowntown's got that lead down to 16, and they have a Power Jam here. We said
Yes,
this
they
looked a lot
do.
like the first bout, and now here they come. Here comes Clowntown.
But you know what? That role model defense is the same out there.
Also correct. Nothing is, Night Mary's back out on the track.
Yeah, Night
so
Mary's
she's
joining
okay.
her friends out there.
No worse for the wear, just being very careful, making sure to get up and make sure her knee was all right when she got up, but she's back out there.
I had a fun call with Night Mary earlier today.
Yeah, isn't she great? Just a
That was
good
an
human,
awesome
human
time.
being overall. Really, honestly.
Absolutely.
Fantastic to just be around. Gare Bear now still that defense, that blocktopus. There it is, baby. That blocktopus for the role models on the front of the pack has
I can't
held
wait
strong.
to hear that all season long
10
this year.
seconds. I'm not going to forget it now that I got it in there once. And Gare Bear gets out, and it's academic.
Kind of rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Calls it off. Excellent defense by the role models. Timely.
Nice.
Not just excellent, but timely. Really could have been incredibly advantageous right there for Clowntown, building on the momentum, coming off the timeout, et cetera, et cetera. Role models with very smart, timely defense.
All of you died donning that star for Clowntown.
And it's not Olive off the track. Olive down. Junior is out there. It is now a power jam for the role models. They also induced. It's the exacta. It is the 0-point power jam, and they induced a jammer penalty.
Oh, wow.
Al, I think Al may have just fled the arena like this is an N1 mixtape. Seriously? Where's Al? I seriously saw Al leaving the bench. I thought Al was just going to leave the arena after that defensive effort. There goes Junior down to the inside, And is going to, wow.
Nice.
Little leap over Stitches and gets clear. All right, so the role models out and clear on the Power Jam, looking to hang some points on the board here. Time for one more jam in the half regulation.
Junior putting a smile on Dad's face. Wow.
Yeah, once again, just able to leap.
That
and
was
land.
a hop, skip, and a jump.
Really, really.
All three of them.
So now the role models defenders, everybody's united up with the blocker, and they're able to slow up Junior this time. See Stitches on the front of the pack, out of play, and Junior gets around.
Somebody in the chat wants to know that Junior don't have to pay for his next plane ticket with all them frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, my goodness, yeah, really. And seriously, we've just seen some graceful acrobatic leaps. Seriously. Seeing this stuff up close and in person is like, I mean, I know, like we always say, join us on Twitch, but man, get to a derby bout, man.
I highly recommend it.
Until you feel it, when you feel somebody landing on the track and you feel that in your own chest, like it really is. It's something else.
You can drive, you can fly.
We're going to have a stoppage in play here before the half. 10 seconds to go until the half.
Oh,
and it's going to be another OTO to talk this one over. So there were no points in that jam. 72-56, 10 seconds to go until halftime. Green, Irish Moon, once more. No, there are points. Hang on. Sorry, I had looked over, but points weren't in. That was the issue.
While you're drawing that ticket, I want to take this opportunity to thank all our photographers, all our volunteers, all our medics.
All right, new winning ticket for Green Irish Moon pops out of the bag. 103,893. 103,893 for Green Irish Moon.
Oh, we got a winner!
Finally. Okay, now unfortunately, stop.
Woo!
Stop. Now turn around and go the other direction, please, because we don't have the prizes. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Take that ticket. Tell me you won.
The opposite end of the warehouse is where you would like to go.
Well,
that is the
probably
winner.
Should have gave him the bag.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but honestly, at this point, yeah, the person who's coming to claim Green Irish Moon has won Green Irish Moon. Trust me. We will give away more prizes coming out of the halftime break, so keep those raffle tickets ready. That means you can still go put tickets in bags, by the way.
You can still buy tickets.
Switchblade Salon, Tucci's Touch, Siphon Draw. That's the three things left to give. If you got raffle tickets in your hand, go throw them in the bags. I hear, pull that jammer.
That's Soccer Blue.
Hold that jammer is what I heard.
Soccer Blue wearing the star for Clown Town. Serious, the jammer record for the role models. And what could be the last jam of the half.
It is the last jam of the half. That is official now. And it was going to be close. It was only 10 seconds on the clock. It didn't take but about 15, but that is it. That is finally, after a lot of preamble, going to take us to our halftime break.
Oh, my.
All right, Freya has said it for the last time of the tournament. Halftime switch benches. Freya Hugs, your game executioner for 12 of the 24 bouts.
Thank you.
Has shouted halftime switch benches for the last time of the tournament.
Speaking of switches, we're going to make a little switch right here.
That's right.
I want to say thank you to all the Johnny Pepper fans out there in the Twitch.
Thank you so much, Johnny Pepper.
I've had an awesome
really great leadership, and on top of that, the chemistry that we build within each other has just been exponentially bonding. So I like to think that part of it is just becoming adhesive together. But also, like, this is my second tournament ever, so I have doubled my derby experience, so it probably does look, a little bit more refined.
Oh, sure. I mean, absolutely. But, really everybody on the squad and all the teams here, it's really just so great to watch this. And then, as we were saying earlier, there's teams that are out there. Sunshine City in the chat was saying how they just got RDCL acceptance. They don't have an arena and they don't have a bank, but they're going to be here next year is what they said. If they can make that happen, holy crap. And I already said, you're on. I'm announcing your first bout.
Absolutely. That is, you love to hear it. It's all about community and, getting people to desire to do this cool thing that we all do. So I'm really excited to get turned in here in the next minute. because I have never announced for the kids before, but I have screamed a lot of names from Clowntown before, so I can't wait to see the explosion of what is a very close game.
Yeah, it was honestly had dipped down to where it was within under 20, and then Role Models a couple of late jams to push this thing back out to 85 to 56. Now, we just saw, obviously, about where Lockford had been out early, jumped out to a quick early lead, and then Iron Front just slowly, patiently chipped away at it, which is what Clowntown has been doing. It's interesting. You want to look at a team like Clowntown that has a lot of veteran skaters. The Role Models, you think like the Role Models, obviously a lot of young skaters. As we mentioned, all these skaters came up through the league's minors programs. So a lot of younger skaters, but those skaters have all mostly been skating since they were 10. And that's the thing. The vast majority of the skaters that I know on that team have been skating since they were 11 or 12 years old, skating against, upper level competition, skating against the grown-ups. That's what makes them so formidable.
A rough observation about just experience in general is that you'll find that the more experienced skaters are often more efficient about energy expenditure because they have to be. The kids can use this raw athleticism, but I will be curious to see what happens in the final minutes of the fourth quarter if Clowntown isn't going to have a bigger tank or shelf life with all of this hard. Not to say they're not working extremely hard, but I also see a lot of smart things that are just getting beat by an agile skater like Sirius Pack as he takes the lead and is hot on the heels of Soccer Blue. So he has about a half track and he's going to come into the back, and it looks as if one red is captured. Will they have the opportunity? He just takes the high and skates all around him as Kyrian gets some offensive opportunities, bungling up the front wall, giving Sirius Pack an easy pass.
Yeah, Sirius able to pick up those points for Role Models. So the chess match has begun here in the second half. Role Models is going to try to prolong this and run the clock out, try to build that lead. And Clowntown is going to work on chipping away at this, and we got 29 minutes left to go. That is going to be Skatenstein for the Role Models. All of you die for Clowntown.
Skatenstein tries in the middle, tries to get the high, gets pinned against the rails, and is now stuck in a little bit of the tripod. As they recycle, Skid is able to create a good brace and a good opportunity. Red 8-8 is going to try to make a stop, but Skatenstein does get around in front. And meanwhile, in the back of the red pack is a handed off Capani, and the pivot is unable to break through, tries the high. Skatenstein comes into the back of the pack. Ooh, looks in the middle. And it looks as if that might have been a hit into the back, but we'll see. That's the ref's call, not mine. Skatenstein takes the middle and gets around a couple. Steps out of bounds and calls it while coming out of bounds.
Skatenstein clinging to the edge of the track with one skate wheel, calls it off before falling off. We've got a lack of jammers at the moment. We have one jammer heading to the jammer line. We have two jammers headed to the jammer line. Or do we? I heard of That's Your Jammer. No, we don't. It is a power jam for Clowntown.
Ooh, 9904 with Bones. This is a large and aggressive body that can come and punch through those holes. And where I'm sure you're going to see some glorious offense from Grimace was what I was going to say, and creates a big spill, which does create an opportunity, and Bones is able to get around the high, around Lightning to Queen.
Very interesting to see Bones kind of hunker down behind Jaeger there and sort of like follow along and let Jaeger kind of dictate the pace of play, and then dashed around to get clear.
Skarin Jaeger picks off one, and then 1-7 tries to make another hit, does disseminate that offense, and then Bones is going to be challenged by Lightning, who gets taken out by Jaeger. A clean pass by Bones.
Great work by Skarin Jaeger with the pivot stripe on there at the front of the pack, clearing space, making space in that three wall of defenders for the Role Models.
Grimace tries to peel off Lightning and can't, but they are able to hold. I believe it's either Scream or Skady in the back. And then it looks as if the Bones takes a spill, but not before grabbing at least a couple, and time will call it.
Yeah, Bones going to call an end to that. We got skaters coming off the track for a moment, so we're going to have some kind of a timeout. We'll bring you that score from that power jam in a moment, but that's just what Clowntown was looking for. It's an official timeout and an 8-point jam for Clowntown, 91-64. All right. We have an OTO. This is an official timeout. Let's give some prizes away. One more time, the Coffin Draggers goodie bag. I thought we gave this away, but nobody claimed it. Coffin Draggers goodie bag. I'm going to read this ticket one more time, and then we'll give these other two prizes away that we have in front of us. 104,134 for the Coffin Draggers goodie bag. 104,134. Am I crazy? Did I fall into an alternate dimension where nobody claimed this just before halftime? Apparently so. All right. So let's give away these other two prizes momentarily. I have a ticket for Siphon Draw Apothecary. The Siphon Draw Apothecary skincare giveaway bag is 104,059. 104,059 for Siphon Draw Apothecary. While you're looking at those, let me check out this Switchblade Salon free haircut. That means the only prize left to give away after these is the Tucci's Touch. Switchblade Salon, 103,889. 103,889. All right, let me see if this is, do we have this prize? I don't think we have this prize. Yep, you're going to head back down there again. Yep, you won again. That same person that just won the Green Irish Moon just won the Switchblade Salon prize. Crazy. Lucky you. 103,889. All right, we'll try that Siphon Draw one more time and draw that again on the next stoppage and play, as well as the Coffin Draw bag. Interesting.
All right, lining up, we have Junior in the back with Gare Bear. Should be explosive, as we do have, in fact, a short pack, at least for red. I think I see a blue advantage out there. All right, 3 on 4, and Gare Bear tries the seam, and Junior takes his time. Junior pushes his brace up top and is able to get around Soccer Blue, but not before popped by Baby Stelly. As Soccer Blue gets in front, backward skating, and it's holds enough time for Gare Bear to get out. But with Junior hot on the heels of Gare Bear, with about an eighth of a lap, does call it after the race.
Yeah, Gare Bear obviously knowing Junior very fleet of foot behind him, so calling that one off before that could get out of control.
Amazing hit by Baby Stelly just to slow down Junior enough for Soccer Blue to have a great opportunity. Those are names that I love to call out.
This is going to be serious on the jammer line for role models. No points for either side. Skid Vicious for Clowntown. Pack ref's checking in. Head ref checking in with the pack ref. Let's see if this is going to lead to an OTO or not. One moment. All right, looks like we're ready to go. No OTO, or maybe there is. No, there is not. Okay.
Skid Fish is able to get a clean break, but not before. Sirius back hot on the tails, and that is another killed jam by the Clowns.
Yeah, Skid's able to blast out right ahead, but Sirius right behind. So Skid does have to call that one directly off. No points for either side. We reset again.
It does, in fact, put one red in the box, though.
This one's going to be Bones for Clowntown, and that's Skatenstein for the role models.
You know, I even see a red body, but their skater stance is so low that I can't see even who that is. 1-8, I believe. Oh, and Skatenstein gets a clean break up top.
Yeah, out and clear. Jaeger is trying to race around
the rail.
Yeah, it looks like Jaeger is moving in that pack like they might have the star. I'm going to guess that's the case.
Takes a 10 to whip and then is met by Lightning, who has a good... Oh, and then pop by Scream, 9-1-1. Oh, and Jaeger's with the backwards move, almost gets around, however. They are stepped out around what I believe is that Lightning back there. No, that is Mimi.
Yeah, that at the back of the pack. No, that's actually Nightmare at the very back. Yeah, that's Mary at the back of the pack. There goes Jaeger with the star.
Oh,
blasting
and
past that. Yeah, heck of a hit getting out of the pack.
With 13 seconds left, let's see if they can do anything about it with Skatenstein, who looks to be calling some time, and then finally the signal to call comes in.
Yeah, we had Skatenstein right in front of us, lined up with embezzlement number 18 for Clowntown. 9 points for the role models. That puts them right up to 100 for the bout, 100 to 64. That is Soccer Blue, number 12 for Clowntown, and I hear Red Jammer, so down comes the Red Jammer. It's another power jam for the role models with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter.
That could be a big deal with the point
Very
differential
small pack.
Spread out where it is. This could be a momentum killer. Clowntown was clawing back little by little.
Yeah, this is a very advantageous spot, a precarious spot, because a huge power jam here by the role models could double up the score. We're going to have an OTO before we get to that, so let's find out if we're still going to have a Power Jam once we get back to that. Coffin Draggers goodie bag. Get those pink tickets ready. Get those pink tickets ready. The Coffin Draggers goodie bag, we're going to give this one away again. Coffin Draggers goodie bag, 104132. 104132. Going to be the same person as 104134, I bet. 104132 this time for the Coffin Draggers bag. And the Switchblade Salon. Let's take another look at the Switchblade Salon. Free Switchblade Salon haircut giveaway. 104169. 104169 for Switchblade Salon. Coffin Draggers again, 104134 and 132 for the Coffin Draggers bag. Probably the same person. 104. Switchblade has been claimed. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Sorry, I did not know Switchblade had been claimed. Put that away. We've got one more prize to give away, and the Coffin Draggers bag. Yes. Siphon Draw did not get claimed. Understood. Got it. We will give away Siphon Draw momentarily. I had the wrong bag in front of me.
All right, with Soccer and Sirius in the back. Sirius sees a hole up top and just punches through. But before laying a big hit on Care Bear, and then another one on Soccer Blue. Sirius is out to play, but gets popped back by Big Care Bear. A big old revenge hit as it looks as if Sirius is slowed down and might be holding his jaw. Back cover comes off now before Soccer Blue explodes as Care Bear shoves into the rail. Sirius takes that moment to recuperate and make a hit on Stelly, who pops him into the rail. Baby Stelly, and oh my gosh, and then a spin move before Care Bear recycles and knocks another big hit.
We're going to have
into the inside.
Stoppage in play down in the corner for Sirius.
Baby Stelly checking in after a series of good recycled hits.
Yeah.
And
you like to see
Sirius.
that. That's the kind of sportsmanship you like to see right there. Everybody checking in and it's making sure Sirius was all right. Clearly, no harm was intended. But, yeah, he got hit. Sort of a backwards spinning shoulder and went down in a heap on the concrete, which, as you know, and as I know from doing theater, when you fall on a stage, that is different than falling on the sidewalk. When I go out and I do like street theater and I go to dive on the ground, I forget that concrete reflects every bit of that energy right back into every joint you have.
It is unforgiving. It has no give.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sirius, back to the bench for the role models, and we'll get back to the action here momentarily. 100-67. 3 points for Clowntown during that jam.
Both Care Bear and Baby Stelly will be starting in the box.
Yep, still checking in. It looks like everybody is. Officials are still discussing down here on the front straightaway as we wait.
It looks as if number 4 was given a directional block. Well, it looks as if Care Bear had 2, one of which being an above the shoulders. And I can't quite make out the second one, but I do see at least 2.
All right, official timeout reconvenes as there was a moment of confusion. I saw Jack Hart, one of the pack refs, was signaling something to Mama Seidel, and so Mama turned and asked a question, and now everybody's back together to discuss it again. So we're going to make sure that if we get this all right, I say we, I'm not part of that team, but they are going to make sure they get this all straightened out and squared away. Yeah, it is. We're all a part of that team. It always blows people's minds when they talk about roller derby and people say, isn't that just when people just run around and punch each other? I'm like, you have no idea how many penalties there are in roller derby. Let me tell you what. So OTO continuing, 8:17 to go in the third quarter. Hey, let's try to give away that Coffin Draggers bag one more time while this OTO continues. A sure way to make the OTO end, I'll tell you what, is to try to give away a prize. Coffin Draggers, he tries to jinx it. The Coffin Draggers giveaway. Coffin Draggers goodie bag. Here's another winner for that one. Coffin Draggers goodie bag. 104-139. 104-139. Probably the same person because it's 104-132 and 104-134. 104-139 for the Coffin Draggers bag.
You know, statistically, if it is 6 for 5,
Yep.
the 101-131 and the 101-139 might be different people.
Could be, but nobody's claimed it yet. Timeout continues, so we're going to draw another one for the Coffin Draggers bag here. 104-125. 104-125 for the Coffin Draggers goodie bag. A lot of people have departed after that earlier bout. We had lots of bouts earlier, so people dropped in and apparently have not been here. So 104-125 for the Coffin Draggers. The official timeout's continuing, so we're just going to keep giving prizes away. It's not my stuff. I'm just going to keep giving it away. 104-133. That's going to be the same person as all the other 104. Wait, really? 104? No, that's not us. 104-133. No, seriously? Do we have a winner? 104-133. No, not us. Cheering for something else. Stir these up again. I got time to draw one more, it looks like, before. No, the official timeout is continuing. Now we're talking to the benches. 104-122. For Coffin Draggers, 104-122. For Siphon Draw, let's change it up. Siphon Draw, get those Siphon Draw pink tickets ready. Your Siphon Draw new winner is 103-962. 103-962 for Siphon Draw. Make a noise, hoot, and holler if these are you. I guess. Hey! All right, cool. Head on over that away. Head on straight over that away. Yeah, you're good. Yeah. All right, that's a winner. Hollywood has won the Siphon Draw Apothecary skincare bag. Hollywood knows how good all that stuff is. We'll tuck that away. All right. Official timeout continuing. A lot of things that needed to be communicated to the benches. I do not know what because I am up here and they are down there. But if it's important, we'll bring it to you. They'll let us know. If you need to know, they will let us know. Trust me. Freya's good about that, as is head referee. Actually, Castro's not head ref this bout, is he? No, that's Bender. Bender's even better about it than Castro. Had to look through to see who that was. Yeah, no, Bender will make sure we need to know what's going on if anything needs to be brought to us. Oh, you know what? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Somebody on the role models bench is pointing out that the Clown Town team has 67 points. So that's appreciated. So I guess I should say the score right now is 100-6-7. There we go. You're welcome. I am nothing if not somebody who will just do anything for a cheer. What can I say? Timeout continuing. Head referee Bender B. Rodriguez now talking to team captain Mimi Mahler and bench coach Novocaine. So that is continuing. Coffin Draggers goodie bag giveaway. I'm just going to keep pulling tickets out of here. Here we go for the Coffin Draggers bag. One more time. Coffin Draggers bag. 104-131. I've pulled out every ticket in that entire 10-digit range. 104-131. For the Coffin Draggers bag.
They may have been the only contributor at that point.
I'm not sure. We'll have to see. We also didn't have any luck giving this away yesterday, so it must have been another one of that similar type of thing. 104-156. 104-156 for the Coffin Draggers bag. That one's broken out of sequence a little bit. 104-156 for the Coffin Draggers bag. 104-156.
It might be worth it to tell somebody to just get some raffle tickets and start putting them in here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. They'll let us know. Gold Digger will come up here and let us know what we're doing with this otherwise. But I'm going to wait like 30 more seconds and draw another one as I'm watching here. And then we'll run through and hit our sponsors one last time before the end of the tournament as well as this timeout continues. Coffin Draggers bag. One more for the Coffin Draggers bag. That one's going to be 103-891. 103-891. That's out of sequence, and that could be that same person that just won those other two things, hypothetically speaking. 103,891. That was very similar to her number as well. I don't see her over there, so I'm honestly, it could seriously have been her. 103,891 for the Coffin Draggers bag. Timeout continuing. Now we've got Novocaine at the back talking with somebody that's wearing a cover, still discussing with Bender B. Rodriguez. As I said, if we need to bring you any news on what's going on, we will.
Cliff, talk to me a little bit about kind of these prolonged breaks. Does this advantage either team? Does this disadvantage either team?
It's hard to say. You know, me not being, I have always wanted to do sports and have never been able to, so I, as a lay person, only know what I know about momentum. And I have always heard it told that neither team particularly likes sitting for this long necessarily, because there's like getting a chance to rest, and then there's getting cold. And I you could probably speak to that. Like, it looks like we're actually finally maybe ready to go. Bender's come back around more talking, but yeah, I mean, probably whatever team was really on the ropes would be the one that would want a longer break, a full reset. So if anything, my 2 cents worth is I feel like a long break benefits Clowntown because it gives role models a chance to cool off, but also gives them a chance to rest. I'm sure the chat will let us know. I'm sure everybody in chat's full of opinions on that one. Like, you know, first of all, don't tell me momentum's not a thing. You tell me momentum's not a thing at your own risk. Seriously.
I think Newton would agree with you.
The person who says sports momentum doesn't exist is a fool for a client. We are, my goodness, back to game action.
But down 2, so it is a 5-on-3 jam for blue, and you will see Skatenstein in the back with Skid Vicious. And they're off. Skid Vicious tries the middle seam, and Skatenstein has an easy time, able to hop over Jaeger, and Skid is met with resistance and dropped to the inside. Skatenstein comes onto the back, and Skid tries to make a move but can't. Skatenstein goes up top and tries to the challenge and does hit. Jaeger does make a move all the way to the inside, but Skatenstein's able to get around it. Skid Vicious is pinned and still has the cover on. Skatenstein comes back and has about a half lap. Is just to join the wall to help stymie the bleeding. Tries high, challenges that seam. Skatenstein popped open. Wide open offense. And then Skatenstein able to make a move. That is 2-2 with the offense.
Skid Vicious trying to get clear, runs up and runs into a couple of defenders for the role models and is now going to line up to make that 3-wall at the back of the pack again, and it's effective. They run Skatenstein off to the infield with 5 seconds left on the clock.
Absolute great bracing and able to hold by using Jaeger.
So, role models came out of that timeout full of fire. So there goes my whole thought of like my own personal opinion. Role models with a 14-point jam coming out of that extended timeout. So they were ready to go.
And off the whistle, we already see some jockeying for position between Stitches and Stitches.
Yeah, we've got both Stitcheses in there, 33 and 13.
Their legs are woven together. It looks like Stitches.
We've got Kieran jamming for the role models, and Gare Bear, no stoppage in play. Another official timeout, it would appear.
I was really hoping to make another Stitch pun. It would have had me in stitches.
Yes. Not an official timeout. This time it is a team challenge. So Clowntown are going to utilize their second half challenge here. We'll find out what for. We're wondering if it's points because there is no jammer penalty to challenge. So we'll find out. Here come the eyes in the sky. That is a points challenge. Oh, just. Usually they both go. I would go to be safe. I'm always wondering about that. They usually both go. All right, the eyes in the sky heading down. So this is a points challenge. So they're going to go down there and get into discussion. So basically Clowntown challenging, saying role models got too many is what we're saying here. So we'll see if that gets adjusted down. Stoppage in play, 6:48 to go in the third quarter. What do we got in the chat? What did everybody kind of do as far as that goes? Let's see. I'm just curious. Is there a challenge? There was a challenge, yeah. Yeah, if you let us know what you think. That's an interesting question for everybody as we get into another challenge here. I don't want to just kind of sit here and just keep giving away prizes over and over again. So, yeah, hit us up. Let us know. What do you think? A long break like that, when there's a long break like that, you know, like how the Super Bowl always has like a 45-minute halftime, and it's pretty legendary that both teams always say, we hate it, we wish we could just do our routine and get back out there. So for a very long break like that, or something such as, you know, the really unfortunate injury yesterday, when the teams had to sit for so long on the bench, you got to get up and get limber. So, yeah, let us know, like, you know, as a skater, how do you feel about that?
My 2 cents is that, especially as I was talking about energy efficiency before, with an age disparity, you will see that the older skaters have to be more efficient, and then they can use their tanks for longer. But if the time is longer, then the youthful skaters or the role models will probably be able to refill those tanks with a little bit of rest. So I really think that you're right, that it could advantage Clowntown because they're able to readjust, and that is intelligent derby. But the break also literally gives some juice back into your legs. Some lactic acid is able to be absorbed into the body again. It really gives people some lungs back into their air. And when the kids are just out muscling, out speeding, and out agilitying the Clowntown defense, I really think it gives them more of an opportunity to get fresh and have those raw athletic plays that do take a little bit off your longevity.
Yeah, it appeared so. I was going to say, they came out of that. The first thing we saw coming out of that timeout was Junior leaping through the air for another coping jump. So they absolutely, and now again, they just one jam in the books and right back in for more rest. So we will see if Role Models comes out of this timeout firing just as they did the previous one. What's been your favorite? What's the favorite thing that you saw from track side or in track? What's anything over the weekend that really jumped out at you, Sam, as far as things that you saw that really were amazing?
I can go on for days because I think I was able to watch at least every single team play at least one game, if not 2. So a couple of things that really stuck out as amazing to me. I go recency. Most recently in the Ass game, I was able to watch the Awesome Skate Stars put on an absolute wonderful performance. You had some amazing blocking all around, wombo combo, dancing, and performing masterfully. Something that I enjoyed at a high level. Lockford, people that I've had the ability to announce for year after year after year. Oh my goodness, they only grow more cohesive, and it looks as if it is Swan Lake out there. I'll go on and on, but we're about to get back into it with
Yeah,
Gare
we're ready
and
to
Kieran.
go. I was going to say, points were upheld, no successful challenge. So Clowntown does not have another challenge to use the rest of the game. So that could be consequential as we're halfway through the third quarter at this point. Kieran and Gare Bear, we mentioned that before that timeout. Still the same jammers out there.
Kieran challenges to the low, but is driven all the way into the inside by 814. Gare Bear is in fact able to break, and Stelly up front backwards blocking, challenges Kieran and throws him into the inside. Shoving around, oh my God, as they are able to get shrugged off to the high rail, makes another move but recycled around. Stitch is making a clean block as Gare Bear get back in there, and Gare Bear is able to met by last one. Gare Bear takes the low end with an offensive play by Stitches, has a great opportunity for a full pass.
Kieran's got that star stashed right now and is still fighting against those Clowntown blockers. They really use this timeout to get that defensive strategy lined up.
Oh, as Kieran steps outside to make a big block, and Gare Bear resets. Gare Bear challenges the high, and Kieran is now playing defense, and it looks as if his pivot's right next to him as well. They create that seam and some offense by Baby Stelly as the Gare Bear tries to go high and does not have the juice, and will call it.
Well, that's going to be a productive jam for Clowntown. They're going to be looking for jams like that. They're going to be trying to cut into this lead as we go. We've got a quarter plus 6 minutes to go, so about 20 and a half minutes at this point. We got another OTO, so we're going to take some time to talk that over. That was an 8-point jam for Clowntown. Like we said, that's what they're going to be looking for. They're looking for jams like that to try to cut into this lead. So that gets the lead down under 50 at the moment. That is a 46-point lead. That's my lucky number, 46. See, if I'd gone into football, I was going to be a blocking fullback. I'm not some pretty boy that's going to catch passes, right? I'm 6'1", and I honestly, like, if I'm in like athletic shape, I probably would do 225, 230. I was going to be a blocking fullback all day long, so I was going to wear number 46.
I played a little bit in high school. I played in a Canadian league back in Toronto, And Canadian football isn't what American football is, so I was 5'10" and the biggest player on my team playing tight end. I couldn't catch. My first touchdown was with my knees. I had to pin it because it's so cold I couldn't open my hands.
What is we got a challenge coming up. All right, role models are going to challenge something that just happened. So role models are going to use their second half challenge. We could be out of challenges for the rest of the game after this point. What's number 33? What brings you to number 33?
So it's two parts. First off, it was in fact my first number in football.
Okay.
And I maintained that in my Quidditch career, and maintained it here as well. But in addition to that, I had this thing I did when I was a kid. I used to walk home and I would look at any string of numbers, and someone taught me a trick to see if it was divisible by 3, any string of numbers at all. And when I did that, I would constantly kind of come back to this number 3. If you take a look at my wrist, I have the Fibonacci sequence. I love numbers.
Of course.
It's tattooed on my body. So 33 kind of came from there. So my derby number will always be 33 or some iteration
I get it.
of that.
I get it. I love that. See, it's honestly, like, I love asking people about their numbers. I would have been 46, like I said, just because that's what fullbacks wear, right? I mean, honestly, like, seriously, big blocking fullback like Lorenzo Neal all day long. Mike Allstott before he turned into a primary back, you know? Anyhow, that's what I would have worn. But, yeah, I love that. I love where you're. I love the story behind that and how that means, like, it's got multiple meanings to you. I love asking people where their numbers come from out here, and for some people it's like, oh, it's my area code when I grew up, and then some people are like, I don't know, it's a number that I was assigned in basketball. And
actually, speaking of numbers, you asked my favorite memory, and now I have one after a little bit of contemplation.
Okay, all right.
And it wasn't anything that happened on track. It was something after the track that I saw on social media.
Yeah.
So over the summer, I had the ability to watch a young skater really develop as their team in their local vicinity that they were officiating for opened up their gender policy, and he was able to start skating. And from June, I was able to watch Rocco Sock'em come from a skater who was learning, you know, kind of the basics and the fundamentals, and then come out to ground control practice and get pushed around with me in Denver, and then proceed to watch them do amazing jamming for Trash Pandas here.
Yes.
To watch that development, it was immaculate, but they took a photo with a skater that I was able to hand an MVP trophy to last year at my tournament, the Meet to Beat. I was able to give Zombie Cat, also number 74.
Also number 74.
An award as I got to know who they were and become more accustomed with them, and as an amazing person who is roommates with number 12, doing a great job out on Clowntown.
Soccer Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone that I've been able to skate with for Colorado as well, as they've been on CBD and Cunt, and they are a member of my team. So all of these derby connections, they took an after the game 74 and 74. Look, we are number buddies after they played each other, and I got to leave a comment on that Instagram post. So numbers bringing people together is something that a mathematician nerd like me, I fall in love with those sports moments.
You ever heard this old joke? Fibonacci, why, it's simple. It's as easy as 1, 1, 2, 3.
That is as good as the last Fibonacci joke I've heard. In fact, that is as good as the last Fibonacci joke I've heard, added to that joke, added to the previous Fibonacci joke I've heard. That is in itself a really dumb Fibonacci joke.
Yes. I love it. Thank you.
Fibonacci jokes are as easy as 1, 1, 2, 3.
I know. I've been a fan of that one for a long time.
Oh,
I'm also a fan of this terrible joke, which is palindromes. I love them. Palindromes are raised more than a lap.
Oh, that's a good one. Speaking of palindromes, ask me if I'm a race car.
Are you a race car?
No.
Okay.
That's a dumb one.
We are back to the action. That timeout challenge was unsuccessful. And it honestly seems like we're just like talking a lot, but we do have to stall and wait for the teams to get the word back from the challenge before we're done. Ooh. Low block, challenge unsuccessful, so it is a power jam for Clowntown. Honestly, role models were looking to head that off. We're looking to hold off and do anything crazy like Clowntown ripping off something like a 20-point power jam right here. Role models
right,
do
with the fake movie challenges to the seam and is dropped over the legs. Makes a big hit and a miss as Tutu throws both for both, taking a big hit in the chest. And they roll down the track, I believe.
And Bender has given the signal. We are ready to get back to the action. We are starting with an even strength jam, at least as far as jammers go. And in the pack, minimum pack out there, 2 blockers for each side and 2 jammers. We got Junior and Gare Bear are your 2 jammers. Now, no jammer, down goes Gare Bear. Red regains a blocker, no jammer for red. Power jam for role models with 5:25 to go in the third quarter.
With Bones in the proverbial locker room, my guess is that there was probably a penalty. It does look, in fact, as if there was a penalty issued for Bones. So
yeah, we had Bones. Can you see what that penalty was listed as?
it looks like an IX.
You see, did you say? Yeah, we had Bones. Bones was assessed an unsporting conduct, and Bones has departed the infield as at the moment. That is
Junior
what we,
takes
that
the
is
high
what
and
we
goes in the
officially
chest,
know.
knocking a skater out of the arena as they get back in, but they are down.
We're going to have another stoppage in play. Skater went down into the kick rail. She's up. That's Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat. She is up and back to the bench, but went down right on the kick rail and half out of the track, but bumped up and got back to the bench. So quick stoppage in play. Boy, we just about had another one. Look out. So another stoppage in play.
We just heard an announcement for an arms penalty on Blues jammer.
Yeah, as we're rattling back into things, it looks like we are going to get back to play. They're gonna keep us posted, but it looks like we're about ready to get back to play. We did hear an arms penalty on Armstrong Jr. So we will wait and see. 4:36 to go in the third quarter.
As they race to the line, Blue is able to get that back wall, and it looks as if Gare Bear will be lining up for the power jam.
All right, so Gare Bear for Clowntown, 114.75. Role models in front, 4:36 to go in the third quarter here in this first and second place bout.
All right, I'm looking for some offense. It looks as if Bulldozer moves up front and tries to get back to the rock in the stream behind the jam, or behind the pivot. Gare Bear driving, but that seam is strong. And then pinched off by Stitches, and Gare Bear is able to break free. Some great offense by Stitches, who's now racing up front to try and catch one, and tries to take 2-2, but takes a spill. Looks as if they're going to be a little bit of a race as they once again try to break up 2-2. And then Gare Bear comes in hot as they have somebody in the back and they pass one. Looks as if they're split and then does not yield and is able to make a swing and knock out Gare Bear.
Great
All right.
block by Nightmare.
Gare Bear
Wow.
immediately resets and challenges the seam and gets right through with a full pass as they once again keep 2-2 pinned into the back as Stitches creates an opportunity for Gare Bear to take the high. Goes to the rail, a quick shove, turns him around. Gare Bear takes the low and gets through.
Yeah, excellent work by the Clowntown blockers. They're now going to try to hold the pace of play up. Gare Bear's racing back to the pack, trying to get up there, sticks his hips in there, and
Maybe gets a one, maybe a ghost
yeah.
on that, but
coming in with a full head of steam and ran into Mimi Mahler.
looks as if that will be 2 for Blue in the box.
All right, it looks like we had some muskates that we sorted out. I just heard Yazzle Dazzle calling for 2-5 and 007 to the box. So that's going to be all the penalties coming out from that jam before that very, very long break.
And a skid versus Skatey line in the back. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
So that's a 13-point jam for Clowntown. I mean, at the end of the day, Clowntown has now just hacked massively into that role model's lead as well.
So that's what I'm talking about when I said that it was about the juniors getting those strength back. Like they were able to, looks like the seniors were able to get some juice back too.
So windmilling those arms, Slim Skatey back up to the pack now, is going to get up to the high side, runs into that pivot for Clowntown and has to call it off. So going to have a couple of points on the back of the pack. Skid Vicious sliding in at the end of it.
Antifa able to seal off that lane and lower it to a little bit, maybe just a couple of points.
We got another official timeout. Officials got to take a moment to talk this one over once again. 1:15:88, 1 point for the role models. 2:34 to go in the third quarter.
27 points is not insurmountable, and going into this quarter with the momentum having essentially been iced, it's anybody's game.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got one blocker sitting in the penalty box for the role models at the moment. We have 2 blockers for the role model sitting in the penalty box at the moment. And further discussion going on with the officials. Bender B. Rodriguez talking to Mama Seidel. Everybody spreads out, and it looks like we're going to get back to the action pretty quick this time.
We're not going to. Are your mics muted?
I am on.
Skatenstein
right.
makes a move up top and then is met by Stitches, and he now makes another move and is once again caught in the seam but gets around on the low. Skatenstein, my apologies, is moving with some speed and urgency as Soccer Blue is struggling to get around one, even though all of Clowntown is playing offense on Lightning to Queen, who's able to navigate that pack and race it. Soccer Blue is still not able to get through, even though there's a wall of red, and Skatenstein takes the eye and steps around everyone and goes around completely unopposed.
What great defense by these 2 role models defenders out there, keeping Soccer Blue from getting out.
Ooh, as they drop the last role model defender to the back, they're still going after Skatenstein. Interesting choice, because they could move that back to the back and not targeting Lightning, as Skatenstein's able to get around, and there is in fact a panty pass as Stitches is on the move. And Skatenstein calls it.
We're going to have another timeout. Freya Hugs coming up to let us know. Let's find out why and what. Another official timeout. Bender B. Rodriguez calling over Infidel Castro for more discussion. I'm going to get off the mic, and we're just going to watch this one develop and find out if game action will continue. Nine points for the role models, 124 to 88 at the moment. Checking to see. All right, Bender gives a signal. We're going to roll them back up.
All right, Gare Bear takes the low and is able to get around. Junior still struggling in that back wall, and there is oppressive blocking. Gives a shove to Bulldozer and tries to take the mid, but can't by his own team. Able to take the low, but once again met by Bulldozer as he plows right through Bulldozer. Gare Bear meets that back seam, goes through one arm, and then gets all the way through, and then calls it.
So Gare Bear calls it off. Some more points on the board for Clowntown, 4 of them in fact. The lead is 32 at the moment. However, Clowntown is going to surrender a power jam heading into the final quarter break of the bout. That's going to be Cherry Kiss at the jammer line, all by her lonesome.
After last year, I became a big fan of Cherry Kiss, and I would love to see some amazing power jamming situations lined up all the way back, about 10 feet back, as they are ready to burst through. As they're both missing a jammer and a blocker. This is a 5-on-3, goes around the low, able to make a clean move, and has an unescapable, able to jump over Stitches' swinging hips, and then immediately Cherry is on an explosive start, only seem to gain momentum as Red seems to accordion the back, and will go fast and slow, but Cherry will be able to gain a lot of space, as it looks as if Lightning is able to at least peel off one, and they're able to reform. And then it looks as if Kyrian takes a move. Cherry finally meets that red wall, as it looks like some offense is being moved. Cherry tries to go high, mid to the mid, all the way back to the mid, and then gets low and knocked out by Stitches. Some great defensive play, but is peeled off by Kyrian. Immediately creating some offense by 999, and then Cherry Kiss is able to make a move, but not stopped all the way to the end by Antifa. Cherry is able to reset with some offense, and now it's 2-on-1, Stitches and a brace. Stitches is able to hop, they're chest to chest, they're getting tired. Able to knock out Cherry, and Cherry's able to squeeze around the one. And it looks as if that'll be the end of the jam. An explosive jam by Cherry Kiss.
That's going to take us up to the final quarter break. Ended up being a 4-point power jam. Role Models 128, Clowntown 92. Fans in the arena, we want to remind you, stay behind that yellow line during game action. We're going to say that one more time. Stay behind that yellow line during game action. With these skaters getting knocked around like that, we want to make sure nobody gets injured.
For your safety and theirs.
Quarter break has wrapped up. We are looking at getting back to the action. We have Crystal Ballbuster stepping in as game executioner and blows that whistle to get everybody back up on the track. This is going to be Grimace jamming for the first time for Clowntown. Skatenstein for the Role Models. Role Models went into that break putting 4 points on the board.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Is that a Jamis? Is that a jamming Grimace? As I assume many of you will grimace to that joke, I can't wait to see who doesn't love a good portmanteau?
Fun fact, the word portmanteau, also a portmanteau. Isn't it great?
Absolutely.
I know, isn't it wonderful?
All right, as Stitches tries to make some blocks, but it does get his Skatenstein out. As Grimace is in the back end, is met by Akirian, who's throwing those hips around, and is able to keep Grimace, who tries to take the low, but Akirian's once again there. Skatenstein have about a half a lap of distance. Grimace takes a move, and it does look as if that the handoff is complete. Stitches has it, takes the low. Skatenstein takes the low as well, and is hot on the tails. It's not going to end it. Going to go for another jam. Another pass. It does look as if Stitches is able to use that position, and in fact has Skatenstein's hands up. Looks as if they're trying to kill time on the clock, and that is the end of it.
Yeah, interesting. The Role Models with a 4 point. So the Role Models have a 40-point lead, and they are definitely, you could tell, shifting into clock killer mode. So the Role Models are trusting their defense to be able to keep the Clowntown from scoring any points. We're going to have...
I think I've only ever said that a prevent defense only prevents you from winning.
That's
that's my 2 cents.
Herm Edwards, right? Isn't that Herm Edwards that like to say that?
That is absolutely the call.
You know it. So we've got Junior out there. Role Models, of course. Yeah, interesting to see them already shifting into clock killing in the first minute of the fourth quarter. So we'll have to see if they're able to continue to build on this lead. That's Junior and Skid Vicious for Clowntown.
And you can see Mimi sizing up Baby Stelly as she tries to make a miss. But Skid Vicious is able to get out, and Baby Stelly is extended and can't make a miss on Junior. And Junior is able to get out. Skid Vicious enters the back, and it looks as if one is pinned to the rail. Makes a move, goes around Mimi, gets the hips around, and calls it. And it looks as if Red has a couple of points at the very minimum, as you will see a lineup between All of You Die and Cherry.
I heard a That's Your Jammer. Cherry Kiss was headed to the jammer line, but it is instead going to be an incredibly consequential power jam for Clowntown, and All of You Die.
36 points. All right, and we're off. All of You Die Tyson challenges the seam and moves all the way to the bot. And then they are not able to get dropped, and it looks as if just one to beat goes high and is able to potentially get around as they do. Slim Skady and 2 are separated from the rest of the pack, and it looks as if there are 4 trying to separate the 2 from Blue. As they come in, they're able to get around at least one. And there is another pop and some offense. Pinned to the rail by Slim Skady as the jammer drops down to the low. As Slim Skady steps all the way to the edge of the coping and still stays in. So it looks as if All of You is able to get around couple. Slim Skady with another pop to the inside, preventing that lane. One more hit as looks as if All of You is pinned to the rails. There is a more and more the low swing of the hips, but they cannot get around an oppressive lane seal.
Wow, excellent, excellent. Yeah, Olive was able to fight through that first scoring pass, but then X was very frustrated by the defense. Olive does, however, get all 5 of those points eventually on that pass. That pushes Clowntown over 100, 132-101.
The jersey came up, so I couldn't quite see the numbers, but I believe that was Lemony Stitches regaining responsibility after Slim Skady was able to get 3 or 4 good hits, just prolonging the pack enough that their skaters were able to recycle all the way to the front. And it looks as if there is a pivot change at the last second, and Kieran will don the pivot panty. Everybody is leaving the track, and there will be a stoppage.
This is a team timeout. For the first time in a while, it is a team timeout. Role Models are going to use their first second half timeout with 11:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Role Models 132, Clowntown 101. Clowntown's continuing to try to chop into that lead as best they can. Both teams up into triple digits at this point.
A 31-point game is still anyone's game. That's a power jam, maybe two, and that's a couple of grindy jams with, about 10, 11 more jams in this left. It's still anybody's game. I think I'm hearing a jam Stelly coming from the crowd. Yeedy, in fact, confirms. And boos telling me that baby Stelly is, in fact, lame. That's what I'm hearing. Or there's some wise coaching decisions. One or the other. There's no in between on that one.
Just a few seconds left in this team timeout, as we said. 11:46 to go here in the fourth quarter. Role Models are continuing to try to protect this lead and walk out of here with a first-place trophy at Roller Rage 2026. We've already given away one of them in a pretty legendary bout just before this. We got a couple more things to give away. Bender B. Rodriguez is discussing at length with the officials once again, so must be more pace of play discussion going on. We will find out momentarily.
I will say that it is pretty imperative by the refs that when the pace gets too hectic, that I think some of these stoppages are in fact warranted to the length that a lot of spectators would say, "Oh, come on, let him play." But I think it's important to keep minds cool, especially when you get on dangerous terrain like a bank track and you put on skates.
Yeah, definitely the number one thing to make sure is that everybody is safe on the track, and that's the case. You see that in any sport. You'll see that in pro football, college football, basketball. You'll see the officials needing to get in there once in a while and make sure they keep things from getting too heated so that things don't get out of hand. Nobody wants to see that. So
in the Twitch chat, I just wanted to give a shout out and thank you to both Out From Under the Bed podcast and for our Michigan Sports, who have both complimented the announcers.
Why, thank you. Why, I appreciate that. I was going to say, I just like to do my thing here for my home. We got Novocaine coming up to talk to somebody on the sideline. The timeout continuing. Mama Seidel is down. And got a whoop whoop from the bench for Role Models. You like how I hear a compliment. I'm just like, that's great. Changes subject.
I too have difficulty accepting compliments.
No, I just want to talk to you guys.
Lining up for this next jam, we're ready to go. That's going to be number 12, Soccer Blue. And that is Skatenstein jamming for the Role Models, and we're underway with 11:46 to go. Here in the fourth quarter Clowntown, that's what they're looking for. Soccer Blue gets out for Clowntown. Excellent work.
And with a lead jammer for the Clowntown, a 31-point lead could be, in fact, in the cards. As Kadenstein popped to the infield, Soccer takes the high, able to get around at least the jammer, and Kyrian pinned against the rail. Now with a brace as Red tries to take a low offense, and it looks as if she drops one skate to the infield as Kadenstein dropped, and Stelly's holding his mouth.
Baby Stelly down onto the track, hit his face on the track. Yeah, Baby Stelly's going to get back to the bench, went down, hit his mouth on the track. Chin, actually, holding his chin. So maybe Stelly went right down right on the chin.
Oh boy, I hope that smile's still okay. It was a little messed up at first, but it couldn't get worse.
Yeah, mouth first into the track, says Sandy. Had an eye on that. Sandra Slay O'Connor standing up here as we're getting ready to kind of figuring out what we're doing at the end of the bout. I've got Junior on the jammer line for Role Models. 5 points for Clowntown. Don't look now. That's a 16-point lead for the Role Models. Clowntown is down by 16 with 10:42 to go in the fourth quarter.
Sorry, that's 26.
Thank you, 26. I cannot count. Thank you, punctuality. You know what? Me not do math. Me make face good word with mouth.
I unfortunately do a little bit too much math. It sucks.
All right, so 26 points, excuse me, for Clowntown, and we are going to have a stoppage in play.
Another stoppage in play.
Yeah, we had some late penalties coming in, and they're going to call an OTO. We're going to wait for these late penalties that came in to get rattled in and talk this one over. 10:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Discussion continuing along the front straightaway with the officials. Want to make sure they get this one right before they proceed. 132-106. And it's breaking up, and we might be back to the action. Let's see. Bender's going to go talk to the Clowntown bench first. Hold on. Bender's got some stuff to talk to the Clowntown bench about. Head referee Bender is back at his position, signals to Crystal Ballbuster and says we are ready to go. All right, minimum pack. No, not minimum pack, but minimum skaters for role models anyway, so a lot of penalties that they had to get all set up and situated. That's junior for the role models.
And lemon for the Clowntown. All right, a 3-on-3 jam, and the micro pack starts. Junior takes the high and met with the Stitches, who pops and now into Bulldozer into the rail. Stitches are able to make one more swing and pop him into the hip, but he is able to regain footing, and Junior is off. While you still see the cover off, and it looks as if Lemon is able to finally get out, but Junior is about a half track back from Bulldozer, who is just shoved out of bounds. So it'll be Stitches alone who does the deal with Junior, takes his hop as he hops over her and calls it.
More of that flying through the air, leaping over that sliding block by Hugs and Stitches to get clear, did Junior.
Call him Air Junior.
Air Junior, I like it. We're going to have on the jammer line, role models stretch that lead back out to 30 with a 4-point jam. This is Cherry Kiss.
And Skid Vicious. Red will be down 1, down 2.
All right, we're underway. Under 10 minutes to go in regulation.
Cherry Kiss goes high, makes a move, and then tries the low. Is met by the pivot Soccer Blue, and then able to recover and get out.
Skid is looking for an opening. That's a solid four-wall of role models defenders. Skid trying to get one of them knocked out of the way, but still they recycle back in front of her. And here comes Cherry.
One light pop, but Cherry is able to get around and then drop to the inside. And Skids make a move and hurdles over the last blocker. And then it's called.
So Skid Vicious forcing the call off by getting out of the pack. Nine minutes to go in regulation. 3 points for the role models. This is going to be Olive.
Sorry,
I was going to say this is Olive for the Clowntown. Ends up being 4 for the role models. They add one more up onto their 140 to 106.
And 34 points widens it up just a little bit as Skate Sign challenges the high. And then Olive pop to the low, but does drop a Skatey, and they are able off to the races. And it looks as if there's a run off the high rail, and in fact, the blue jammer has broke.
Role models are going to be looking for that, getting lead jam as much as they can because they want to dictate the pace of play. Olive gets out for the Clowntown squad. Here comes Skatenstein, is going to line up those Clowntown skaters trying to play keep away. Here comes Skatenstein, is going to get up in between, gets knocked backwards and calls it off.
Maybe gets one, and then really feeling the other jammer hot on the heels, calls it. Slim Skatey out there and ready As it looks as if either red is down a jammer, and that is the case.
That is the case. It is going to be here in the late going an extremely important power jam for the role models. They are really, what an opportunity for them here to really build on this lead in the late going. There's going to be under 7 minutes to go when this jam ends.
And with a 5-on-3, this could be the range. Call it 141. Let's see if red could even get around it if they wanted to. As there is Slim Skady off.
Clowntown trying to get themselves back together at the front of the pack. Slim Skady is going to, go ahead.
Sorry. Makes a move and isn't able to get around. Stitches is pinned to him and then makes a big hit and is able to keep their footing and maintain. As Slim Skady will enter into another pass as Bulldozer is still trapped into the back, popped into the inside, and there is a no-back call, and it does give Bulldozer the opportunity to get one pin into the rail as Kyrian tries to help, and then finally able to assuage that offense as Slim Skady admits to the front and Stitches is able to pin to the rails, hopefully giving her back time to recover as 1-7 is able to get there and help out Stitches, who's done an amazing job holding it and might have mitigated one more pass, maybe with 7 seconds left. I think that is the end of it as Slim Skady looks gassed. And they are trying to give it with some time. And Slim Skady lets time elapse on their own accord.
There we go. Slim Skady letting all that rest of the time burn off the clock rather than fighting to get back around. That's a 10-point power jam for the role models at a very important juncture of the game.
But does send blue down 2 blockers, so that will in fact be a red 5-on-3.
Role models up by 45 at the moment. There's going to be about exactly 6:13 to go in regulation as this jam starts.
All right, as it looks as if Soccer is off to the races and makes a big hit. As the pivot looks a little stretched out, makes a hit, and it does seem as if Soccer is able to get some pretty good momentum off of that, despite a little bit of a tumble. The jammer in the back all caught up as Soccer goes high and gets around. Makes another move, goes high again. Makes another move and able to cut through the middle and then has a recycling blocker to deal with. Uses the momentum of the inside blocker to be pinned as there is a backwards, what I believe to be a Lemony Skitches, as Soccer is met with a great backwards blocking performance with a Skid Vicious trying to play some offense and finally able to drop one as Lemony Skitches is spread out. Soccer is running out of pushing gas, tries to go low and is completely taken out to the inside. Lemony Stitches showing what a bad beginning that is. That's a reference to the books.
What defense. Wow. Lemony Stitches on the front of the pack. We got people standing up for that defensive effort, and I agree. What a play.
Lemony Snitches, the second to last blocker, was a penultimate peril. It's the name of it's the name of a Lemony Stitches book. Lemony, you get the idea.
5 points by Clowntown. Lemony Stitches obviously was frustrating and keeping that jammer from getting out another time. So 50-point lead for role models at the moment. 151, 40-point lead at the moment. Sorry, man, me and math. 40 points, 151, 111.
Olive goes low, but met by some great positional blocking by number 4. Olive tries to take another low and is blocked by 22. It looks as if Skatenstein's off to and going to get some points as the jammer is completely stuck. Stein goes high and able to bounce off of their own player and then able to go high and make Stitches guess and make Stitches miss. And there you go, Skatenstein off to another pass while Olive takes the high. Olive tries to get around number 2-2, but is completely blocked off. Cover comes off as Skatenstein comes to a quarter track around the back. Skatenstein takes a low and then makes high and goes up. Gets all the way around. Met by Stitches again. Straight to the chest and Stitches drops him. Enough time for a recycle and a quick pop. Looks as if some offense comes. Completely taking out the front wall by Cherry Kiss. Skatenstein gets off and has another good pass.
What blocking by Cherry, and they're wiped out. 2 blockers, sold it all. Cherry going down, taking 2 blockers with her, and it's a 10-point jam for role models here in the late going. Now it's a 50-point role models lead, 161, 111.
A baby Stelly power jam.
We got a baby Stelly power jam.
Is that Jordan Eugene Stelly about to power jam? I cannot wait. His middle name is not Eugene. That is of my own making.
There's going to be about 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in regulation as this jam gets underway. So
Stelly makes high, goes man, it gets through, untouched. Baby Stelly is off.
Clowntown's looking for a lot.
With a blue pin to the high top of the rail, Jordan Stelly goes low and makes a miss and gets spinning, gets his points, staying out of the crowd. Jordan Stelly, Baby Stelly, let's go. Pinned to the rail still. Jordan makes a move and goes to the middle. Challenges the seam. Gets around. Takes the low. Saunters. He sauntered around that front wall. Jordan Stelly.
I cannot believe he could stay upright along the coping along the
He goes low,
inside.
makes the move on pinned blocker, goes high, pins someone, and gets a big hit all the way to the top of the rail. Jammer is going through, makes all spins, another spin, takes a tumble, but he's still up, calls it before A10.
Wow. What a jam. Man, the
Stelly
crowd is just giving it up for
shows
baby Stelly.
The crowd asked
Really?
for it, and he delivered.
15-point jam for Clowntown, all of applauding as well. Sam, you've gone full Gus Johnson. My goodness, you have lost your voice. You have full on, give him the Heisman.
I'm so sorry. Over the summer, I was having a little bit of trouble, and that man paid for me to be able to go to roller derby practices. So I am very excited
Very
that my
nice.
friend did very well.
I understand that completely. 161-126. Role models are in front by 35 with 2:12 to go in regulation. That's what Clowntown needed. It's all of you die on the jam line for the Clowns. And for the role models, it's Kieran
That will
on
be
the
a
jam
micro
line.
back. That'll be a 3-on-3. Carrion takes the high and is taken by Skid all the way to the low, but stays in bounds and able to escape.
That's exactly what role models wanted right there, to put the kibosh on that momentum, because that's what they were looking for.
Skid and Olive holding on to the panty as Olive is able to go all the way down. Olive does get back on, but Mimi might have stayed in play. We'll see after the jam as Carrion is bopping with Skid. But Soccer is also bopping, holding both blockers, using each other. Carrion stays in bounds.
Yeah, an excellent defense at the back of the pack by Cherry, locked up with Olive. Olive does get that star forward to Skid Vicious, though, to try to cap this at one final scoring attempt for Kieran. But this is just what the doctor ordered for the role models. They're going to run some more time off the clock. Exactly what they were looking for here.
And Kieran gets some well-end points.
We may have one regulation jam left. There may be two. It's going to depend.
It really depends who breaks.
Yeah, it's going to depend on who breaks and how soon they start it, too, with just over a minute left on the quarter clock at the moment. 170-126, role models in front. Under a minute to go in regulation of our final championship bout of the night. 170-126 as we get ready for this next jam.
All right. If blue breaks, they can just elongate this. But if red gets out, they can absolutely squeeze in another regulation jam and hope that penalty jams can take them the rest of the way. As Stitches gets the challenge, they do get up high, and it looks as if they are finally met by one last blocker and can't get around. And that last blocker is able to hold Stitches to get Skatenstein out. But Stitches is hot on the trail.
What a block by Nightmare at the front of the pack. Nightmare made all the difference in the world, right up on Stitches and kept Stitches from getting out. Nightmare was key to that right there. What a block.
All right.
Time left, however, so time left for another regulation jam because that ended so quickly. All right, 17, 16, 15 seconds left. There'll be about 10 seconds left when this whistle blows. All of you die and Lemony Stitches.
Lemony Stitches pinned against the rail by Soccer Blue and a backwards skater. Stitches, and then it looks as if they are going to be challenging that seam again, and they are completely and cycled in the inside with some offense coming from the pivot. 96 Olive is able to skate all around and use some momentum to get around and escape. Olive does get out. Now it's all about whether or not some penalty jams can happen, with Skid dropping some shoulders into the jammer as Stitches is able to hold while Skid recycles. The Olive is going to be coming back in hot. One dropper blued, and then they're able to make another hit and miss. Stitches gets around. Olive gets around, and Olive gets all of those points at another pass with Blue all the way out, not lead. Olive's going to have some joints and see if they can close the gap and hope for some penalty jams.
And that's Scream taking over as jammer. I believe that was Scream taking over as jammer for the role models. Olive gets knocked down to the back straightaway and calls it off. That's going to bring us to the end of the regulation clock, everybody. My goodness.
Oh, my gosh. That was spectacular.
What about your score right now? 170-135. Let's check on penalty jams or find out if we have our final whistle of the entire tournament.
I'm not a prophet, but I did say at the score of 141 that you can mark it there, that I do not know if Clowntown will be able to overcome 141. And if you take a look at the score.
Yeah, that was, yep, you were right. That was just about what they had in them and as far as being in the tank.
But I'm not a prophet and I don't make any.
You've seen a few things, right? Bender's checking with everybody. Going trackside. Here it comes. Final whistle.
And that is the
your
Modelz.
victorious team in the final bout of Roller Rage 2026.
Give it up
First
for your-
place in bracket 1.
Give it up for your new champions, the Role Models.
Get on down trackside and come down and slap hands with these skaters as they come around.
I'm going to sign off so that I can do that myself. Thank you so much for my first ever championship announcing. I am Semantics. Signing
Thank you,
off.
Sam. Sam, you did great. It has been a pleasure having you here with us the last 2 years of this tournament. Thank you for announcing. I'm telling you, man, you're Gus Johnson in the flesh. I'll tell you what, you got it, man.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go catch some of these hands.
Here come the role models. Their fans are letting them know. Championship bout. Sam's coming down to slap hands with all of them as well. He knows all of these. He knows so many of these skaters. And here comes Clowntown to a big cheer from the crowd. Clowntown appointing themselves thoroughly well as well. That's it. That's going to do it. We're at the end of the tournament. It's all over. The role models have won 170 to 135. Role models, your victors in bracket 1. We are going to step